Hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? Happy Monday. It is I, Leet Largo, back on camera with a new deck tech for today. It is going to be Gruul, Lukka, / cheat big giant creatures onto the battlefield with his ability. So this is a deck I've actually been wanting to make for a while. Even before Lukka came out, because I've just wanted any reason to play Klothys, God of Destiny. But first, let's go ahead and just take a look what's all in this deck. So first thing is some early removal, Fire Prophecy. Now, because of the style of this deck, I think Fire Prophecy is very, very good. It's 2 mana for 3 damage to a creature, but the perk is that you may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library if you do draw a card. Now, the reason why this is very good, for obvious reasons, if you're getting land flooded, like mid to late game, or if you just have a bunch of land already in your hand, you can toss one down and draw a card. Now, also, because of what we're doing with Lukka, which I'll explain in a little bit, if you find yourself with some of these high casting cost creatures in your opening hand, you can use Fire Prophecy to throw it down to the bottom and draw an additional card, because there are ways, of course, of shuffling your library. Now, then, of course, playing 4 copies of Robber of the Rich for a 2 mana, 2/2 haste with reach that takes cards off the top of your opponent's library. I find it very useful, and it's also a good outlet to Lukka's ability, which we're going to be taking advantage of. 3 copies of Zerta Goblin. I'm running 3 because I had to make some cuts to add in some other things here. So I'm only running 3. But it is a 2 mana, 2/2 with Riot. For those of you who don't know what Riot is an ability where you can choose to have it come in with haste, so it can attack on the turn it comes into play, or you can give it a +1/+1 counter and make it a 3/3. So Riot is very good. 4 copies of Gruul Spellbreaker, 3 mana, 3/3 with Trample and Riot, so you can make it a 4/4, or you can give it haste. And then, as long as it's your turn, you and Gruul Spellbreaker have hexproof, which is very useful. Then, of course, Klothys, God of Destiny, 3 mana, legendary enchantment creature that's indestructible. Now, if your devotion to red and green is less than 7, it's not a creature, but in this deck, it's pretty easy to get to 7. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you can exile a card from a graveyard. If it was a land card, you can add a red or green. Otherwise, you gain 2 life, and Klothys deals 2 damage to each opponent. Very, very useful, especially if you get it out on curve on turn 3. Then there's 3 copies of Rhythm of the Wild, which is a very, very good enchantment, especially in this meta. 3 mana, creature spells you control can't be countered, and non-token creatures you control have Riot, which means they can, any creature can come into the battlefield with Riot, and you can give it haste or a +1 token, and that means also creatures you control that already have Riot twice, so you can give them both haste and a +1 counter, which is pretty cool. Of course, 3 copies of Questing Beast. It's one of the best creatures in green. Vigilance, Death Touch, haste, 4/4, can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and it can't combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented, and also when it deals damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to one of their planeswalkers that they control. So it's a very, very good card. Lukka. Now this is the main dude, the main attraction of the deck. 5 mana for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. You can +1, you can exile top 3 cards of your library. Creature cards exiled this way, you may cast this card from exile as long as you control a Lukka planeswalker. The -2 is what we're going to be taking advantage of. Exile target creature you control, then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So basically the goal here is to get creatures like Robber of the Rich, Zerta Goblin, Gruul Spellbreaker out on the battlefield as early threats, and then once you get Lukka down, sack them, and hoping you pull out Questing Beast, Quartzwood Crasher, any of these gigantic threats. And then, of course, his ultimate, which we really aren't going to see. Each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Now, obviously, if we get into a stalemate, we can start plussing it, but ultimately, we're wanting to use the -2 effect. Then, of course, 3 copies of Quartzwood Crasher. I really love this card. For 5 mana, it is a 6/6 trample, and then whenever one or more creatures you control with trample deals combat damage to a player, you get a XX green dinosaur beast creature token with trample, where X is the amount of damage that those creatures dealt to that player. So say you attack with this 6/6 trample, and your opponent blocks with a 2/2. 4 damage tramples over, and then you get a 4/4 creature token with trample. So it is very, very good and can spiral out of control if it's not checked. Now then, 3 copies of Kogla, the Titan Ape, 6 mana, 7/6. He fights a target creature you don't control when he enters the battlefield. Also, another very relevant fact, whenever he attacks, he can destroy an artifact or enchantment. This third ability he has isn't something we are going to be using. 2 mana, return target human you control to its owner's hand. He gains indestructible. Can be useful in other decks, but not relevant here. Unless you have Robber of the Rich, of course. But it's very rare that we're going to be using that ability. Then 3 copies of Yadaro. 7 mana for a trample haste. It's an 8/8 and cycling. So the trick here is you can cycle him. If you cycle him 4 times, I think, okay, when you cycle Yadaro Wandering Monster, shuffle it in your own driveway. If you cycle a card named Yadaro 4 or more times, you just put it onto the battlefield instead. Cycling, you pay the cycling cost, you discard it, and then you draw a card. But in this case, you cycle him, and then he just goes back into your library. Unless you've cycled him 4 or more times, then he just hits the battlefield for free. So 2 different ways to get Yadaro out: cycling ability or with Lukka. And then the most expensive card, Enray's Forerunners. Vigilance, Trample, Haste. This is an 8 mana creature, 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, all your other creatures get +2/+2 in Vigilance and Trample until end of turn. Very, very great. If you Lukka this out onto the battlefield with some other creatures, it's going to be a really, really tough day for your opponent. And then, of course, 6 mountains, 6 forests, 4 stomping grounds, 4 temple abandons, and 3 fabled passages. The fabled passages are useful because you can always exile it with Clothis to get an extra piece of mana if you want to hard cast one of your big creatures. And that's pretty much it. So I've had a lot of fun with this deck. I've had difficult games, but majority it's been fun. So we're going to go ahead and take this into some standard ranked. But before we do, if you can do me a huge favor if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the deck. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, greatly appreciated. And also, don't forget to follow me over on twitch.tv/Elite Largo. I am streaming regularly, at least an hour or maybe an hour and a half in the evenings, usually around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into some games. I guess. Sure. I mean, it's going to look really, really odd. Of course, naturally. Right on cue. Well, hopefully we just annoy them out of the game with Robber of the Rich. Fireblade Artist, sure. I'm just doing this so I can draw some. Are you fucking kidding me, mate? Are you serious? I don't get it. Sure. Sure. Are you kidding me? I swear to God. The game is against me. What the fuck? Dude. Mm-hmm. Are you annoyed yet? Because I sure as hell am. Are you fucking kidding me? I guess we're playing mono red. Literally, like, I don't know. Wow. You want to talk about ridiculous? Sure. Guess what? I have another one. Hey, would you look at that? They're probably like, what? Sure, why not? Maybe I'll get something with 2 mana. I'll light up the stage, that's cool. I'll take that. Sure. They have like a shock or something? Sure. That's fine. Ooh, light up the stage. Alright. Yep. Yep. Okay, shuffle up, draw. Okay. Sure. Yep. They probably have like 500,000 ways to kill this. Theater of Horrors. Are you kidding me? Well, we get to blow that up with Kogla. Doing this just to shuffle things up a bit. This has been a very bizarre game. Yep. Alright. Spawn of Mayhem. Well, they kind of have to block or they die, so. I'm keeping that. Wait, have I played all 3 Fire Prophecies? Yeah, there's no point in keeping lands in my hand. Okay, they go to 8. Could really use anything. Yes, alright. Spellbreaker, haste, counter. Good games. Holy crap. That was insane. That was literally the most ridiculous, nonsensical game I've ever played. Can't believe we won that. I seriously thought we were going to lose that one. Alright. Let's do another one. Alright, this makes me want to mulligan just because of these 3 here. Alright, this is better because we have Fire Prophecy, we have Zerta, and we have to put a card back, so we can put Kogla back since, you know, it's more expensive than a 5-drop. So we'll keep this, put Kogla back. We'll start with Fabled Passage just because we don't know. We've as much mana issues as we've had, we don't know. Should we do? Yeah, let's do another red. It sucks because I feel like you kind of have to make the decision based on what's in your hand. Alright. Playing black. So I'm going to put a counter down. Make it a 3/3. Castle Lockthwain. Duress. Well, that sucks. You take the Fire Prophecy. Interesting. They must have a creature that they don't want me to kill. Indeed they do. Well, get Clothos down. And let's see. Well, we'll attack. The Knight of the Ebon Legion is going to be a major problem. Okay. I'm okay doing that because Klothys will help out. Getting some of the life back. Also, now we have close to devotion. We will be able to get 5 if we can get another land. Okay, they have 4. Kind of terrified to see what they have. So we're going to take 6 here. Or 5 rather. Them doing that, I actually don't feel too bad. Okay, Vampire of the Dire Moon. It's annoying, but okay. Do this. Do Temple. Keep Robber there. Say go. I want to keep the devotion up. No blocks. Sure, we're gonna take 7, which is a lot. But they're gonna be at 11. All right, let's. Let's do green. Quartzwood Crasher. Haste. That's annoying, but we still have 7. Create a token. We went real gutsy there. We could have just attacked with the Quartzwood. Alright. Whew. Whew. I probably should have just attacked with the Quartzwood Crasher there. But whew, that was close. That was close. I was like, oh my god, are they going to have a Heartless Act or something? Oh man. Whew, that was too close. Alright. On the draw, this really sucks, but we'll keep it. Okay, alright. I'm happy because there was no 1-drop. Oh, hell, this is cycling. Are you kidding? Alright, well, Klothys will help out a lot with that. So this is, whenever you cast a spell that targets it, put a counter and scry 1. Alright. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, can't. Oh. Alright, well, that pretty much neuters our entire deck. So let's get Klothys out. We're just going to go aggro. Gideon, of course. Of course. Okay. Let's see. Let's do... Let's do Rhythm of the Wild. No attacks. Sure. This is interesting. So Graph Digger's Cage, yeah, that really sucks. Wow, okay. Alright. See, we'll do that. Simply because we're close to being able to cast the Quartzwood Crasher, but not quite. Oh, that's good too. So let's do this. Haste, counter. Hit Gideon down. So we'll do Quartzwood Crasher next. Sure. Vigilance? Yep. So I'm going to target something in my... Or no, we're going to do... Yeah, this, obviously. We'll get a green. Play Quartzwood Crasher. Haste. So we'll do 6, 4, 4. So since the Spellbreaker has trample, I opted to go just 1 there. Threaten to deal 10 there. Okay, we get a token. I really like Gideon. Black Bay, it's awesome. Shatter, sure. So we'll do Robber plus Zerta plus and haste, and we'll attack for a lot. Alright, cool. We should have it here. Even with Shatter the Sky, it'll, even if they have another Shatter or Feather, that works too. Alright. Alright, that was a little better. That game got kind of scary for a second. For a second I thought it was cycling and I was like, no, not this. Yeah. Then I saw 10th District Legionnaire and I was like, what? What? Alright, screw it, we'll do one more. Okay, sure. So we're going to get a forest out with the Fabled Passage. Alright. They mulligan. They mulligan again. Come on, keep it, keep it. Just keep. Come on, let's play. Don't quit. Don't quit! Alright. So Fabled Passage, getting a forest, and then we'll be able to get Clothis out. I mean, there's a lot we can do with this hand. Ooh, alright. I like your style. So I'll probably, since they're playing green-red, I'm probably going to play this with a counter on it. Not probably, I am going to play it with a counter on it. Nice. That's exactly why. Okay, we'll play Rhythm of the Wild. So next turn, we'll Temple of Abandon. Ah, Grumgully. Very nice. Do I want to trade? Nah. Alright, so I think now instead we'll fire Prophecy on Grumgully. We'll put Enrace Forerunners down, draw another Fire Prophecy, then we'll attack for 3. Say go. So we'll get Clothless out next. Or actually no, we'll do Questing Beast. This is rough because they had to mold a what, 5 or 4? Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, well that was a little quick. That was lopsided. But they did mull like to like 4 or 5, I can't remember. Alright, cool. Alright, well we're gonna go ahead and leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the deck and what do you think needs to be changed, or if you would add or subtract anything like that. And also like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Follow me over on twitch.tv/Largo, and I will see you all later.